Have you heard Christians comfort others by saying things like, "Don't worry, all things will work for good. Just trust God"? Well, is this true? Is that what the Bible verse actually says? We will explore this verse in this podcast today. I have heard Christians comfort others by telling them that all things will work for good. So just trust God. But is that what the Bible verse actually says? Let us take a look at the whole verse right now. And it is Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are the called according to His purpose. In this short verse, we have to look at what it means here. And we need to understand the word good. What does good mean? Is your idea of good and God's idea of good the same thing? When we think about things turning out for good, we often think of our expectations of how things would become. If we lost money on the stock market, we may think that good is to make back the money that we lost, or even make a profit from it. If we did not get promoted at work, maybe our idea of good is that we will get promoted in the near future. If we could not get into the college that we want or to do the course of study we want, we may have the idea that good means that we will get into the college we want and into the course of study that we want. But what is God's idea of good for you? What if making lots of money on the stock market is going to lead you away from God? What if getting promoted at work is going to make you proud? What if getting in the college and course of study you want would become the idol in your life? Is that what God would want for you? God's idea of good and our idea of good can be very different. In fact, this is what Isaiah 55 verse 8 says. "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways, says the Lord." So, God's thoughts and ways are not the same as ours, and God's idea of good and our idea of good is different. And I can safely say that anything that is going to lead you away from God is not good to Him. And anything that replaces God in your life is not good to God. And anything that will lead you to apostasy is also not good to God. But if a person adamantly wants something that is not good, in the eyes of God, that is, God can actually eventually stop preventing them from getting it so that they do get what they adamantly want, in hope that they will come to a realization that it is leading them away from God. God's answers to prayer can be yes, no, or wait. And if God's answers to our prayer is no, God has our eternal best in His heart to say no to us. And that is God's good for us. At the same time, God can use the situation, like losing money at the stock market, to discipline us or to expose the greed in our hearts. And if through a situation where we turn from our wrongdoing, then that is good to God. Understanding what good is, we continue to see that based on this verse, there are some conditions for things to work for good. And according to the verse, it is these two things. 1, those who love God. And 2, those who are the called according to His purpose. So, if you love God and if you are walking with God and walking in His will and purpose, you have the assurance that God's good will come upon your life. And if God's good is to bless you financially, it will come. But the finances must never take the place of God. And as God blesses you financially, it is to be used to further God's purpose and for you to use the finances to be a blessing to others. And if God's good is to promote you, it will come. But the promotion must not lead to pride, must not get you all puffed up or to think that you are better than others. But the promotion is for you to be a witness to those in your workplace, to show them what servant leadership is, to help and to bless others. And if God's good is for you to go to college and the field of study that you want, it will come. But having a college degree and the course of study must not lead you away from God. But it is to equip you to serve God not only in college, but also in your future area of work. And always remember that anything that will take you away from God is not good to Him. Now, I would love to hear from you about what you think about this podcast. If you could, please drop me a comment below. Thank you for coming and listening to these messages here at the 14th Disciple. If you would do me a favor, could you hit like and subscribe to my sharing and channel? It would help me to get this channel out and what I'm sharing to others. Once again, thank you. And until next time, be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. Be blessed, my friend.